first 2024, where's your head at with that? Being in the new situation that you're in now, because you're making shifts. Like
Oh yeah. So it seems like there's a lot of shifts going on just based on I'm going to be doing this and doing this and doing this, but really this is just a launching pad for the foundation that I've been building.
Okay.
Over the last couple years, even prior to meeting Kenya, almost 3 years ago at this point.
It's crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy. And so, yeah, we told that story. We told that story on a recent podcast. So if y'all interested in how Natalie brought Kenya and I together, go check that video out. But essentially, over the last couple of years, I've invested a lot into myself, into my business, and into my relationship with Kenya, obviously. And so now you're about to see the fruition of, basically you're about to see the house being built. So you saw the foundation being laid. Now you're about to see the house being built. I'm going to get married. Going to really start to, and last year I traveled a lot, but this year it's more structured. It's in more of a team setting. We have one more guy coming with us that's going to be consulting and helping out with, the different camera angles and what we need to shoot and all of that. And so that's going to be a part of what I'm doing in 2024. And then along with just consistently making content, we have a process now that allows us to basically put out a video every single day. I think we put out a video every single day for the last 2 or 3 months, and that's basically going to continue. And it's based on this system that we've created, because it's like we've sat down, we're an hour, a little over 2 hours now. And so now I can chop this video up into 8 videos, right? And then just schedule them out. And so we have that, and then we have Miracle and Alan that's going to be consistently making content, and they're in the swing of
her killing it.
Oh yeah, they're doing great, and they're in the swing of things now. Because at first it was like, we don't know how many shows we're gonna be able to do, but now she's doing the weekly tea with Kenny and I, and then her and Alan are gonna do the conscious outlet thing at least once a month, and so. And they're comfortable with, being behind the camera now. And so now it's just like...
Listen, being behind the camera is not the easiest thing to do.
Yeah, it isn't. It isn't. It does take a lot of... it takes a lot to be practiced at articulating yourself very well when there's a camera in your face. But then it's also a special skill of making your guests feel comfortable when talking, so that they're, just zone out, like the cameras aren't even there. And they're able to just... have a conversation. So that's another hurdle that you have to overcome as well in a lot of different instances. And so, so now that all of these things are in place and I've done them at more of a elementary level, now it's like kind of graduating into, okay, now we're able to really thrive and really maximize what I can get from being able to travel and shoot these documentaries on YouTube, being able to grow, even with like pickleball, because Kenny and I have been playing pickleball since July, and the growth that we've both experienced and how much better we've gotten since then has been tremendous. We played in a couple of tournaments, but we'll be able to fit that better into a lot of our schedules because everything else is kind of, organized and, systematized as well. So. That's what 2024 looks like. It's just basically a launching pad for me to be able to reap the returns on the investments that I put in prior to 2024.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. You're going into a season where you're about to start seeing the fruit of like your actual labor. Like, seeds were already planted. It's, it's a growing season. Like it's.
Right. Yeah. It's been watered. We've been fertilized and everything, and so now the tree is getting into that growth where it's gonna spring up, and it's almost like watching a kid grow. And like if you go away for a week and you come back, you're like, "Who are you?" You know, that's what I think is going to happen, and that's what I expect to happen in 2024. Okay. From all angles, relationship, business, and creatively. Also, I'll be able to put out a lot more music, because I basically haven't been able to put out a lot of music
Is music still like your focus? So like with everything, like with like the videography podcast, is music like really like in the hindsight your focus right now?
No, that's very low.
Yeah.
But because I have everything else systematized and organized, I'll be able to, you know, put out, because I have a lot of music that's just not released, and I have a lot of projects that I can work on, and that's just a creative outlet that I just love. I just love being able to create music, compose it, write the lyrics, think of these ideas of how I can intertwine these different concepts and stuff. And so it's something that I want to share with the world. I just know that that's not going to be the main source of how I can provide value to the world, essentially, and make a living at the same time. It's not that the music doesn't have value, it's just that you have to constantly find that balance of, okay, how can I, you know, make a living, but also provide value into the world, because you obviously got to make a living. So, but because everything is, you know, foundationally laid, I'll be able to do more of the hobbies. I'll be able to showcase them more as well, like, you know, pickleball or music, different things of that nature.
So 5 years from now, Joshua, 5 years, where will Josh and Kenya, where y'all be in 5 years? Where do you see yourself being in 5 years? What's the 5-year goal? What's the accomplishment? What's the 5-year plan?
So the 5-year plan is obviously, in a couple of years, we want to be able to, you know, get the house that we kind of want to settle down in and really build, whether it's like on land or in a really good community.
Is this like, in Georgia, or y'all thinking about moving somewhere else?
Right now we're thinking about Georgia in short term, but we don't know what's going to happen. And that's just more from a logistical standpoint of, okay, Trent, there's a YouTuber I work with, he's moving back to Warner Robins next year.
Okay.
So like from a community perspective, it would just make sense.
Yeah.
And then we'll be able to travel to wherever we want to. And plus, like, you move to some of these bigger cities, then your cost of living is going to be a lot higher. And so it's like, hey, let's have home base where the cost of living isn't substantial.
Absolutely. And be able to travel places you need to travel to.
Yeah. And now we have more income, disposable income, to be able to, you know, travel, because that's a big thing that Kenya wants to do. He wants to be able to, you know, go travel and, you know, explore the world. Plus, in 5 years, we should have at least 2 kids.
In 5 years?
Yeah. She says 3, but yeah.
In 5?
Yeah. 100%.
5 years?
Yeah, within 5 years, yeah.
You know you'd be like 31, right? Mm-hmm. You want 3 kids by 31?
No, she wants 3 kids by 31.
Can you want 3 kids by 31?
I said 2.
3 by 31?
Okay, probably 2.
Yeah. We'll have at least 1, but yeah,
I could see at least
probably,
1. 1 in 5 years, yeah. Like, the topic of kids.
Yeah.
The topic of kids. We'll get into that after we finish.
No, I mean we're in agreement about the kids, but
no, that's y'all's agreement.
Yeah.
It's y'all's decision. I think for me, it's like, you know, I'm also 26, but like I'm not gonna be done with school until I'm 28, right?
Oh yeah, so
and
your circumstance is a lot different.
Yeah. You know, and I'm not dating anymore, and I'm single,
right.
You know, and so it's like if I meet somebody in school, like while I'm in school, okay, cool, great. But even when I meet somebody, like after we're married, I want 2 years with my person before I even have a kid, because I want to solidify that foundation of like us living together, like really honing in on like what we are as a newlywed couple, and that foundation within our house. You know, how he decides he wants to lead that household before we introduce kids into the mix.
Oh no, yeah, that's a conversation Kenny and I have had.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, once we get married, it's like for at least a year, like it's just us. We're just focused on each other.
Yeah.
Focused on, you know, the different things that come with living together,
Yeah.
but also just enjoying the fact that we're united as one.
Yeah.
Now, before we, you know, add 2, 3, 4.
3.
You know. So no, yeah, I'm definitely.
3 kids, a lot.
I'm definitely with you on that.
A lot. I don't think I want 3 kids even once I'm married. Kids are expensive. Kids are a lot.
I know.
You ready for 3 kids, Joshua?
I'm ready for 2. I want a girl and a boy.
Yeah. You would hope
But
that's
if I
how
have
it
3, I
works.
want a girl and 2 boys. I don't want 2 girls. That sounds like a nightmare.
Yeah.
I don't know how your dad did it.
Exactly. I was like, Michael, hey,
That
you
sounds
see that gray
crazy.
on his head? It's for a reason.